Today we're going to be tackling a big issue, fixing your deep work schedule. You're probably someone that can't focus all the time. Neither was I. I used to spend 3 hours a day looking at my phone. 3 hours a day over 10 years is a whole year of my life looking at a piece of glass and metal. And today I'm going to share some strategies that I've learned to make a bulletproof deep work schedule. And it's not your fault you've got a bad routine and it's a bad schedule. You can't stick to your schedule. I was like that once. These social media companies, they make you addicted to your phone and on social media. It's hard to break out of. But if you can learn the most valuable skill in today's day and age, which is being able to do deep work. Everyone else is addicted to social media. So the people that can do deep work is in a low supply, but it's in demand, which makes it valuable. And if you want to join a community of other people making deep work a daily habit, you can scroll down to the description and click the first link right now. I've got a step-by-step course teaching you exactly how to make deep work a daily habit. Or you can hop on a Zoom call with me and we can do deep work together. You can I'll create a personalized plan just for you to make 3 hours of deep work a daily habit. So if you want that and you want to learn the most valuable skill in today's day and age, scroll down to the description and click the first link right now. Now we're going to go over how to exactly step-by-step fix your deep work schedule. And it first starts with identifying your peak productivity hours. So everyone has certain times of the day when they're most productive. And it first starts with identifying your temperature minimum. This is when your body's natural temperature is at its lowest. And so our body naturally increases in temperature during the day and decreases in temperature at the night. And the lowest point when our temperature is 2 hours before waking up. This is called your temperature minimum. And what we can use by understanding this time is if we add 4 to 6 hours to our temperature minimum, that's going to be when we're going to be most productive. So our body will hit its temperature minimum, then it'll slowly increase, and that 4 to 6 hours is when the temperature rises the steepest. And so at that time is when we're going to be the most alert and most focused. So if we know that time, then we can allocate our deep work schedule and do deep work during those hours when we're going to be most alert and most focused. So the formula you can use is figure out what your wake up time is, add 2 to 4 hours, and that'll be your peak time. So if you wake up at 6 o'clock, 2 to 4 hours after that is 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's when you should be doing deep work. So that's what we can first do to identify our deep work time. Then we've got to prioritize this time. So once you know your time, block out these hours for deep work. Get your calendar out and block out those specific times for when you're going to be most productive to do deep work. Protect this time fiercely. No meetings, no calls, no shallow works allowed. This is where you're going to be doing deep work. You're going to figure out, and if you're not sure what your deep work task is, pick a goal, and if you could only do one task to get to that goal, what would it be? So if you want to write a book, the one task you got to do to get that done is write. Put words on paper. You don't need to watch a video or take a course on learning how to actually write a book. You got to write the book. That's your deep work task. The shallow work tasks are figuring out how to do it. But the deep work task is getting it done. So figure out what's the one goal you want to work towards and what's the one task you can do to get towards your goal. So once you prioritize that deep work time and you know what you need to be doing during that deep work time, we're going to set up your environment. We want to increase our baseline's level of focus. Most people, they're in an environment that is optimized for distractions. They've got so many distractions, they just look anywhere and they see a distraction and they get distracted. And it's hard to actually get a lot done if you're constantly in a distracted environment and you're constantly getting distracted. So what we want to do is write out 2 columns. The first column is writing all the distractions in our environment. Just look around. What are the things that will distract you? Is it your phone? Is it your computer? Is it your clothes? Is it, books and pencils? What are the things in your environment that will distract you? Is it people? And then what you want to do is get rid of them. Find out and just journal. How could I eliminate this? Do I need to put my phone in another room? Do I want to pack my clothes up? Make sure I can't see them? Do I want to, instead of working in a cafe, where can I work in a, room by myself? Write down all the things you can do to get rid of those distractions. And then in the next column, you want to write out, what are all the attractions? What are the things I need to do to get towards my goals? Write them down. And how can you make those things available all the time? So when you get into deep work, you've got it available straight away. And make sure they're available every single time. And a bonus thing you can do is use tools like noise cancelling headphones and listening to binaural beats, which will help increase your motivation and increase your focus chemicals in your brain. So once you've set up your environment, what can we do next? Well, we can use time blocks. And then what these are, basically breaking your day into dedicated blocks for deep work and shallow work. So you want to be getting that deep work session done first thing in the morning, during that peak time when you're going to be most productive. And allocate and block time out in your calendar to do that task. And set up your calendar, plan it out the night before, and stick to it when you wake up in the morning. Stick to the calendar that you set out the day before. So once you've set up time blocks and you're focusing on getting that one thing done that you need to get done, and you've got a deadline for yourself where you're sticking to that calendar you set out the night before, take regular breaks. Athletes have half-time breaks during games, so should deep workers. Deep workers should take half-time breaks during their deep work session. So what I like to do is the 90-10 rule. I'll do deep work for 90 minutes, have a 10-minute break, then do 90 minutes of deep work again. An athlete, like a soccer player, might have a 90-minute game, but they might do 45 minutes of exercise and then have a half-time break, then another 45 minutes, which is the last half of the game. That's how we should be treating ourselves. If you're a deep worker, you need to recharge your batteries. It's hard to focus completely straight for 3 hours straight. Have a half-time break where you reset your focus, recharge your batteries, and then you can go again, just like how an athlete does. Now, once you're doing deep work, you've identified your peak productivity hours, you're focusing during those sessions by removing as many distractions as you can, and you prioritize and set a deadline for yourself when you're going to get the task done by. And when you're doing the deep work, you have a break to recharge your batteries. You want to be implementing the 3% rule. This will prep your body and prep your mind ready for the day. So you've got the energy, you've got the mindset ready to take charge of your life and get the deep work sessions done. So the 3% rule is where you dedicate 3% of your day, or 45 minutes, doing exercise, meditating, journal, and reading. These activities prime your body and prime your mind ready to focus. So doing exercise increases your blood flow. You don't want to be stagnant. Increase your blood flow through to your brain, getting all the chemicals you need to do deep work. Meditating trains your refocusing skills. So when you get distracted, you've got the skill at hand to refocus yourself, bring yourself back to the task at hand. If you're journaling, you're prioritizing what tasks you need to be doing. What are your goals? What needs to get done? You're journaling these things down and writing intentions for the day. And then you're reading, you're thinking, absorbing new information. You're filling your mind with new things and new ideas to focus on to make yourself better. So you're probably thinking right now, well, I can't find enough time for deep work. Prioritizing your schedule, just like as we said, block out time, stop doing the shallow work tasks and write down and figure out what's the deep work task you need to get done. That's your priority. These shallow work tasks, they can get done. They're not urgent, they're not important. Get them done later if you need to. Prioritize the urgent and important tasks right now and schedule them in your calendar. Make time for them. If you're constantly interrupted, figure out what's the root cause of your interruption. Is it really because of someone else? Is it because of yourself? You haven't mentioned to someone that you're doing deep work. Are you kind of expecting right now other people to read your mind that you're doing deep work? You should probably tell them. So figure out what's the root cause of your constant interruptions. And now your action plan for this video. Spend a week noting down what time you wake up, and then use the equation to work out your peak productivity hours. So the equation is wake up time plus 2 to 4 hours is your peak time. Then spend a week dedicating these hours exclusively to deep work, not shallow work. The one task you need to get done to get toward your goals, do that one task. Then remove as many distractions as you can to make sure it's easy for yourself to get that one task done and you're not distracted. And have half-time breaks when you're focusing and you're doing that work. Have a break halfway through where you can recharge your batteries and focus. And then implement the 3% rule where you're prepping your body and your mind ready for the deep work sessions. So that's your action plan. Now, if you want to join a community of other people making 3 hours of deep work a daily habit, where we're working hard to improve ourselves, our mindset, our skills, so we can make and learn the most valuable skill in today's day and age, which is being able to focus, because everyone's attention span is completely ruined. So if you can focus, you're learning the one skill which is in low supply but high demand. And if you want my help, you can scroll down to the description and click the first link. I'll be in that community. You can work with me one-on-one. We can work together, create a plan for yourself to make 3 hours of deep work a daily habit. So scroll down to the description and click the first link right now.